still working on the SportaKabin. I apologise about the light, there's not really much you can do about it. So, we're back working on the SportaKabin, and this week I'm going to be fitting the isolator switch to the negative side. Because I've spoken to a few people, had a look on the internet. Seems like it's a safer option to do, and it means there's less splicing of wires and less fire hazard, which is always a good thing. Hopefully I've addressed the sound issue with a little external microphone. Can't guarantee that the light, the editing, the camera quality, or anything else is going to be any better, but we'll see. I have invested in a new grimping tool because I established last week that mine's about as much use as a chocolate fire guard, in the fact that it just kind of tickles the fitting and doesn't actually crimp it. So what I've done is I've gone with this. I don't know whether you can see it properly. It is a bench mounted one that you basically put your crimp under and smack it with a hammer, which is my kind of mechanicking. Anything that involves a big hammer. So we're going to get on and fit some cable, and then I've got to work out how to mount this. I've got to drill it in my dashboard, which I really don't want to do. Right, okay, so here's my dilemma. I've got to mount the thing somewhere. I'm thinking here, because there is a nice big void at the back of that, and it's quite accessible if there is actually a fire or anything. We can access it directly from outside. It does mean drilling a hole through what is quite thick foam for the dash. There is metal behind it, and I'm going to have to drill through that as well. So there might be a small fire there, which is ironic because I'm trying to stop the fire. But we'll see. Right, there's nowhere really else for it to go. I could fit it out. I had thought about fitting it to the trans tunnel, but then is it going to get in the way? Am I going to knock it? I just don't know. That's too flimsy to fit to, because as you can see, it's not very. I have cut the bottom bit off. I'm getting some more supports to go there. I think it's going to be a case of drilling in that spot there and hopefully not causing fires. But, hey, maybe a fire will get my likings up. We don't know. Let's find out, shall we? Actually, no, I don't want to do that. I have already tested out my new cable, my new crimping system, and it works pretty well. For now, we shall see. I've just got to disconnect. Well, I've got to work out this situation here with the negative, because Volvo's over-engineer everything. So rather than it just being earth to the thing, it's earth twice. So one goes to the wire, goes to the body, one goes to the engine, but it's underneath the exhaust manifold. Which is going to be fun to get to. Right, so I've marked in the dashboard where I'm going to be cutting. My light is dying, so hopefully you can see. Can you see that? Yeah, you can just about see that. I might change it. Alright, let's go for it. Okay, we're through the first bit. Battery's dying. Marvellous. And this is what happens when you don't check stuff. God, that foam is thick than I was anticipating. Oh, we are just about through. That's quite handy. There is actually a hole in this. It's kind of where my thing has just fallen apart. Pretty sure that should be attached. Well, that sounds about right for me. Right, hold on then. Right, the lighting's not brilliant in here. I do apologise for that. But you are inside the car currently. So, as you can see, a nice big hole in the dashboard now. And, I've just snapped my drill bit. Is that stuck in? Oh yeah, there it is. Stuck up there. Right. That presents another problem. That was my only 25mm hole saw bit. Bugger. I just love working on cars. It's great fun, isn't it? Like, so now I've got a hole in my dashboard that I can't really do what with, because I haven't got through the metal, I've only got through the foam. And now my 25mm is supposed to be quite decent, and apparently it is not. Right, well, the dilemmas just keep piling up. Changed the drill bit out. I've just swapped it with another little one I had. It seems to be doing the job. My battery's completely died from my drill. I suppose that's my own fault for only having one battery. I've been making a bit of a mess of that. So yeah, there's not really much I can do now until my battery charges. I'm going to start running the cable, crimping it up, getting it all cut up, and then mount the cables, I think, and then wait for my battery. So, yeah. Oh, it's recorded. Fair enough. Right, I'm going to start running my wires. Hopefully 5 metres of battery cable will be enough. Now I know roughly where it needs to go. I can run it from one end, snip it, see how much I've got left, hopefully. So I'm literally going to place it through a giant hole where the brake caliper used to be, because it's gone from a manual to an automatic car. So run it down there, see what excess we've got, and yeah, we'll route it, make it all look pretty, and crimp it. So one thing just has occurred to me. My bench mounted crimper doesn't move. I'm going to have to crimp everything, then run the cables, which means I'm going to have to fit the kill switch at the same time. No, I don't. I can run one bit of cable, snip it, yeah. So we'll do, yeah, cracking bit of kit, but ease of use, probably just go with a handheld crimper or a pneumatic one. There's probably a right way of doing this. I'm sure someone will tell me. If there is, I'm just going to use a Stanley blade. Excuse me. Stanley blade. Cut through the plastic sheathing and get in the crimper. Cut all the copper wiring. Get a cover on gentle persuasion. And then we can get it a crimper. Which, I say, is a cracking bit of kit. But it's not mobile. So, can't do everything very much the hard way. Get it in the middle, get it centred, and then do the pull test. That's pretty good. Okay, so that's one end done. We can get that on the kill switch, and that's one end done. Right, get you on the kill switch and run the rest of the wire. Oops, no, that's welding wire. There's my cable. I'm tripping over it. So, straightforward enough. Down you go. Attempt to cut this wire in half, but then no mark, I'll cut it wrong and I won't have enough cable, and then I'll be back in square one. But right, just like that, one bit, one wire. So job's a good one for now. Right, Sunday morning, we're back at it. Well, Sunday afternoon now, I think. So I've got my cables run. Let's see if I can just tilt you down a bit. So the cables are run to the back. They're all crimped up now. I need to just route them nicely over this way, and we can connect up the negative side of the battery. I have fitted the switch, but I'm not going to show you that because, quite frankly, I am ashamed of myself. I've had to really hack the dashboard. So I'm going to fix that. I'll show you when it looks nice and presentable. And yeah, right. So we've got my cables. I just need to work out how we're going to run them without any interference from anything else. One cable is longer than the other, just to make sure I have enough length to go to the battery, which it looks like I'm going to have to do. Hopefully that can sit in that clip. I might have to invest in some little rubber clips. That can sit in there, that can sit in there for now. I say for now. I say for now. We all know it's going to be pretty permanent. But we can go underneath the shock tower, come out the back of that, route it round thingy. I'm going to have to leave the old, no, I'm going to have to get some new ones. I'm going to have to get rid of the old thing. I don't know whether you can see that if I bring you in closer. Tilt you down a bit. I need a camera person, don't I? The old battery connector is crimped, and it does have the wires on, the crimped wires to it, so I'm going to have to just snip them off and run a new terminal. Not the end of the world, it's just when it arrives, because Amazon. Can I mention Amazon on here? I don't know. I'm sure someone will tell me off if I can't. Right, so I need to run you over plenty of length to that. Plenty of length there, plenty of length there. You're not obstructing anything. Just need to get it underneath the shock tower and we'll be good to go. Right, I need to pull them. Right, you'll notice I'm still not under the car, and that is purely and simply because I'm procrastinating against putting the gearbox back in, because it is heavy and I really don't want to do it. I think it's 4 o'clock now. I'm probably not going to get in today, I'm not going to lie. It's probably not going to be this weekend. It needs to be next weekend. that is the absolute deadline. The weekend after that is racing, the first season, and I would really like to have it out for at least one day of the racing, whether I just go up on the Sunday, because I've still yet to figure out the shifting issue. So I had an issue where it would violently launch in a second at about 30 mile an hour, and it would light up the tyres, just shifting in a second, driving normally, not even, in anger. So been playing around with the handheld. I think I've figured it out. I think when me and my mate were setting it all up, we just missed a few parameters, missed a box. I think we fixed it. Will it work? No idea. Need to test it. Still need to find if I've got fix the oil leak. Again, don't know about that because I can't get until I get the gearbox and the engine exhaust back on. Can't fire it up. This job isn't necessarily an important job, and I thought it was going to be an easy job. That's why I did it, if I'm honest. To the negative side, I thought it'll be a 5-minute job, I'll be done, and then I can crack on with the gearbox. But as we all know, 5-minute jobs aren't actually 5-minute jobs, they're more like 3 days. So I'm going to run, I've got one to the battery side terminal now. I'm going to run this, I think, down to the existing ground on the body here, because we know it's a good one. Chuck it down and loop it in down there. Right, so for the time being, I've just got one of a very cheap battery terminal. I'm just going to hook it up to the negative and see, have we actually managed to achieve something in the garage, or has it all just been, once again, a waste of time? Because my track record is not the best at actually being successful at anything, which is why it's taken me, well, I bought this car in 2013, let's put it that way. I haven't been doing this project since 2013, but I may as well have been. Well, I feel like I have. I've had the engine for a couple of years actually. I don't think this is actually going to fit on. It is a very cheap terminal, but it is just to see if the kill switch actually works and does its job. So fingers crossed. It will. Look at that! It's just walking about. It's rubbish. Where's me? Right. So the other end is earthed. I have repurposed the engine earth to do just as another earth, so it has been left on there. Just want to see if this terminal is crap. I'm so glad I'm not using this. This is absolutely shocking. Not even getting tight. Might end up with a bad earth at this point. It might not actually work. Right, I hope for me you can see what I'm dealing with. Look at the state of that. That's been tightened up and you just can't get. I mean look, that's almost tight and it is slack as a hope. It's horrendous. Look at the state of that bit. Like, how is anyone supposed to work with that? That's just the worst thing I've ever seen. Cheapy things from Amazon. mean, that tightens up at least, but I'm still not convinced about that. That is completely tight. We'll see. I'm really not impressed with that at all. I'm so glad I've ordered a new one, because I was tempted to use that. So I'm going to hook up the positive now, and then we'll see. Right. Again, apologise about the shoddy bit. Okay. That is connected. Moment of truth. The kill switch is off. Let's have a look. It works. It only works. Right, so that it works. Look, it's on. Oh, we've got half a tank of fuel. Look at that. Brilliant. And then unplug it, and it's all gone off. Fantastic. That took a lot longer than it should have. Not going to lie. I was expecting that to be hour or so job, half hour. I'm going to disconnect this thing. I am not leaving that on my car because that will cause a fire, I have no doubt. So disconnect the battery for now because that is just shonky. And that's coming from me. I mean, you've seen how we work. Oh, well, you've seen the interior now. You've seen how I work. That's shonky. That's going to be it for this video. Haven't really achieved all that much of what I wanted to achieve, but the kill switch is in. The kill switch works, and once Amazon show up with my battery terminal, we'll get that installed. But right now, I think it's beer o'clock. Next video will have to have the transmission in. Yeah, come hell or high water, next video we'll have the transmission in, the exhaust back on, and hopefully this thing fired up so we can actually take it out on the street. See you next time.